So you know how Shay has been inviting all these comedians to come on Club Shay and talk about their craft themselves and promote whatever show they have going on. Well, up until the very last viral moment that Shannon Sharp had with Cat Williams, it seems like there has been way more beefs happening in the back end and also in the forefront actually. Since Cat Williams, let's just say Club Shay hasn't been the same since then. Country Wayne has been on the show, and that interview has done fairly well. Who else has been on that couch? Oh, 21 Savage also released his album a few weeks ago, and he was also on Club Shay couch promoting his album. And the comedian Monique has shown up on Club Shay's couch. And you won't believe all the bombshells that she revealed. And it's nothing new. Monique has been blackballed from Hollywood. We know that. Everybody knows that. We know that Monique has issues with Oprah. We know that Monique has issues with Tyler Perry. We know Monique had issues with Lee Daniels. But the thing is, Monique has kind of squashed her beef with Lee Daniels, and that has been for years now. So they squashed that beef, and they made up a long time ago. But Monique is still sour about however things played out with the other names that we cited earlier. Oprah, Tyler Perry. We didn't know Monique had issues with Kevin Hart. But yes, it seems like she has also issues with Kevin Hart. And there were other people that got involved when she was clashing with her then production team. So in a nutshell, Monique did a movie called Precious. She got paid $50,000 for the movie. It was an independent movie at the time, and Lee Daniels was the one that actually brought the idea to the table. And Monique did a favor to Lee Daniels because he was, we believe, at the beginning of his career. And, everybody needs help every now and then. So Monique didn't get paid much for the movie. She believed in the movie and she did it. She got paid she got paid $50,000 for it, and that was a negotiation that was made. It's just that down the line, Lee Daniels probably may have gotten greedy, saw the potential of the movie being bigger than what it was, and moved the movie from being an independent to actually being signed to, a bigger production. And when you do that, oftentimes you're getting more money. And Tyler Perry and Oprah and probably some other people got involved in this independent movie. And when they got involved, the movie actually did get way bigger than what it had started it to be. After the movie was out, they had to promote it, and they wanted, so the bigger producers, we're talking Oprah, we're talking Tyler Perry, and the other people that we don't know in the back end, wanted Oprah to promote the movie. And usually, when you promote the movie, you have to travel, you have to go abroad, you have to talk about the movie over and over again. This is time that you are actually taking away from your family to actually promote this movie. So the whole beef with Monique was the fact that all she wanted to do is get paid for the hours that she's spending away promoting the movie, because her contract that she signed was for $50,000 to shoot the movie. There was no promotion involved in this movie. Now, what Oprah and Tyler Perry and those people were claiming at the time was that, the fact that she's an actress and she got paid for the movie, her duty was also to promote the movie. It goes hand in hand. But Monique is like, no, it doesn't go hand in hand. If she had known that she had to also promote the movie, she would have quoted more than $50,000. So, in a nutshell, that's where the beef came about. And when Monique was having issues with, Oprah, Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart got involved to kind of help. Even Steve Harvey got involved to kind of help. Al Sharpton apparently also got involved to help. But Al Sharpton, and this is not new. Al Sharpton is a sold out, you know, person. He goes where the money goes, you know. And so everybody that got involved to actually help Monique, for some reason didn't help her. If anything, they tried to dissuade her from continuing her fight against the industry and the gatekeepers of the industry. So Monique sat down on Club Shisha's couch, and you know that couch is is a couch of truth, like Cat Williams calls it. Cat Williams says that Club Shisha is a place of truth. So if anybody has a truth to tell, things are clear. Club Shisha is a seat, is a couch to be on. So Monique was there and she laid out every single issues that she has with these people. Take a listen to what she said. Is she wrong? Is Monique wrong to have gone about things the way she did go about it? Is she wrong? Keep in mind, usually when you are so heated up in the moment, sometimes you may not have had the best delivery to go about things to explain yourself. Today, Monique can actually, it's been such a long time ago that Monique can actually talk about these things with a little more, with a little less anger. And she's done a good job actually at explaining things and even trying to show love, and even if it's fake, right? She's showing that she's willing to work with these people, but she wanted to be known that there are issues in the industry that needs to be fixed for Black women to continue, working on the craft and getting paid their just value. You know that Cat Williams also has issues with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart apparently is one of the gatekeepers of the industry. What do y'all think about this? Comment below. Now, take a listen to what Monique had to say about Tyler Perry.
How can Tyler Perry make it right, Mo?
If somebody cost you, Shannon Sharp, millions of dollars,
yes,
do you want to be compensated for what they cost you for a lie and a rumor?
Yeah.
So at that time, I was making roughly between $2 and $3 million a year.
Right.
I sat in that for over a decade, like 12 years.
Right.
You do the math. Over a lie that he admitted that he told. Not something I'm making up.
Mm-hmm.
You admitted that, brother. How do you make that right?
I'm sure you got lawyers. Have you had a conversation?
Well, what happens is when you take somebody at their word, time. We don't need to go to no lawyers, Tyler. You know what you did. Just
Right.
make it right.
Right.
And if he doesn't make it right, what will our community do? What will our community say? Because today it's me, tomorrow it's you. Then what?
Yeah.
We've got to hold him accountable. What Cat say? You got to tell Tyler Perry, come on now. You got to do it, Shannon. You got to tell him. You know where we come from.
Yeah.
If somebody gets you for $25, that's a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine 25 million.
Yeah.
We've seen people lose their life for $25.
For sure.
Imagine somebody getting you for millions. How you supposed to feel? Would you let it go?
Nah, hell no.
Right. So when people say, Mo, just let it go. Now, to Tyler Perry's credit, Tyler Perry called us up, right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on. Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied. Only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong. And when my movie Boo come out, I'm going to say that, right? Now, here's where, when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it. Because Kat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At their word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the ass. Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Well, now I have him on audio, which is legal to do where we live.
Right.
Okay? We have him on audio. But did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor. And some of the people that Kat talked about, ironically, I have this issues with those same people. There were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
And I was grateful for that. Okay. There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter. And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet. I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Okay. Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay. Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right? I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career. So I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes away. However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue because that is your voice on that audio. That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology? What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability because, oh, it's the great Tyler Perry. No, you've got to be accountable for that. So we are in a place where we're too afraid to call them for what it is. We're too afraid to say if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon? It's a duck.
Right.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman. How do we win? How does a black woman win when you say, here he is right here? And I look to the community and say, how long do we allow us to keep being exploited, used up, taken advantage of? And because we think somebody can give us an opportunity, we just say, shh, I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep operating like that, Shannon, you're going to have a whole lot of us sitting right here in this same seat, almost telling the same story. I've been molested. I've been violated. So the moment I see you trying to do it, we're going to have to address it. Now we go to the Hoodie Awards. Tyler Perry is there. Okay. Tyler Perry calls me in his room. Now, when I go into Tyler Perry's room, his staff is in there. Now, you ready to holler laughing?
Yes.
Okay. I take my security in there with me because I always want to have somebody with me.
Right.
Right. Tyler Perry does this. And the people scattered. They all left out the room. I said, look at this shit right here. You saw me. And they all scattered.
That wasn't the lights. That's for the people. You know, lights on.
Lights off because they got their asses up out of there. Okay. So at the time, my security looked at me. I said, you don't work for Tyler Perry. You could.
Touche.
So Tyler Perry says to me, listen, Monique, we really need you to, promote this film because if you get nominated for the Oscar, your next movie is going to be $3 to $5 million. If you win it, your next movie is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler Perry, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. When they gonna pay that kind of money? No, I'm telling you, that's what it is. And if you just go and promote it, I said, listen, brother, you can pay me to promote it. Because at the time, now him and Oprah are producers on the film.
Right.
I said, you can pay me to do it. I don't care where the check come from, but y'all just gotta
I
pay
just
me
need
to
the
do
money.
it. He said, I'm not in the habit of giving out money for free. I said, and I'm not in the habit of working for free. But you gave TD Jakes a check for $1 million, but that's another story, and I'm back. So when he then says that, it's like, listen, we both mutually agree. You don't give out free money. I don't
give
work
out
for
free
free.
service.
We hugged, Shannon. When we were done talking, we hugged. Do you hear me?
Yes.
We hugged like brother and sister, like it's cool. He understands.
I read that you said this is a chapter of forgiveness. Your thing, a chapter of
I didn't
forgiveness.
say that. That's what the guy at Hollywood Reporter said. Okay, don't put words in
That
my
ain't
mouth.
you.
That's not what I said. That's what his ass said.
Okay, what did you say?
Okay, that's what he said. Listen,
What would it take, Mo? Mo, what would it take for Monique to forgive Oprah and Tyler Perry?
be accountable. Be accountable. And for
You want Tyler Perry to say what he said on that tape. You want him to say that publicly.
And he cost my family millions.
And you want
So
to be
when-
compensated.
Yes, I want to be very clear about that. If someone cost you millions, do you want that back?
Absolutely.
So I'm no different than you.
Right.
Especially when I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
Especially when you've admitted that you've lied.
Okay.
Especially when you've admitted that you started a rumor. Yes, you need to compensate me and my family. And I will say this right now on your show. I still love y'all. We still love y'all. My husband would always say, Mama, we ain't calling nobody out. We calling them up. And if we continue to call us up on our doings that are not right, we get better as a people. Like we get better. When we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, these are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I
That's what I
want to
wanna
be
be.
that.
Yes.
I want to be like that. So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars, but my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine, but their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people.
And keep in mind, Monique has released a tape of Tyler Perry where he actually admits to having made up lies about Monique being difficult to work with. Is he in the wrong? Does Tyler Perry have to issue a public apology to Monique? Let us know in the comment below. Al Sharpton just plays the civil rights fixer for Black people, if we may put it that way. And he got involved, and apparently he was supposed to fix things between Monique and the other people that had issues with her. But apparently, as soon as Al Sharpton saw money, he was offered a jet, and he forgot all about Monique. What is wrong with the Black community being always deter, with money? Like every time, it seems like every time Black people have, it seems every time the Black community has a fight to lead, it just seems like as soon as they see money, they forget all about the fact that they are leading, and they just take the money and they sell out the community. Is Al Sharpton wrong for doing what he did if he actually did what Monique claims he's done? Now, among all of this, Oprah also had something, to do with this whole thing. And this is what Monique said about Oprah. Take a listen.
That little girl fell in love with a woman named Oprah Winfrey on a local talk show in Baltimore called People Are Talking. And when I looked at that woman, Shannon, I saw me. I saw a big woman with a big head, big shoulders, and big feet. And I said, if that woman can do that, so can I. So that's what that little girl was thinking about from Baltimore. It became a problem with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. that I wouldn't do something and work for free. Now, when you say, well, maybe Oprah feels like she came through it, why can't you?
Right.
Well, there's a story with Oprah Winfrey when she was on the show, People Are Talking. Richard Sher was making $55,000. She was making $22,000. These are her words. It was her co-host. She said, I had to leave because they wasn't paying me fairly. Now you say a black woman who did nothing wrong, and you're in the midst of this situation because she called me, Tyler Perry called me, Lionsgate called. When you were on the phone with my husband, you said, I agree with Monique. I agree with the position she's taking.
But
When it came time to say it out loud, Oprah Winfrey went totally silent. Oprah Winfrey calls my husband. I want y'all to take your time because I'm getting ready to go into
yeah, that's your camera right
Yeah,
there.
because the people at home, they sitting there like, Monique, what happened? Bitch, I'm getting ready to tell you. She calls my husband.
Okay.
My husband explains to her what's going on. She says, there have been times I've had to draw the line in the sand. So my husband said, well, what is different between you and Monique? You've got to draw the line, and you're saying when you know they're asking you for too much. She said, you're absolutely right, and I understand your position. You're right in the position you're taking. So when you're looking at me saying, well, what happened? I'm telling you what happened. Now, when she said that, see, everything we're saying to you, it can be proven. She had him on speakerphone. And that when she was talking to him, in that room was a man named Reggie Wells, who just passed, who used to be Oprah Winfrey's makeup artist, who he had a conversation with me and my husband. Now, for you babies that's good with the little internet, we had a show on called Monique and Sydney Finding a Way to Be Unoffended. Finding a Way to Be Unoffended. Reggie Wells is on that show speaking about Oprah Winfrey. Reggie Wells said, Monique, I was there that day. He said, and when y'all got off the phone, I looked at her and said, why don't you just pay this woman the money? She deserves it. And she looked at him and said, I won't be paying her nothing. And he said, that's not right. And you know it's not right. Now, that man shared that on that show. So I'm not saying nothing that hasn't been shared. So you have people that will say things in private, but won't do it publicly. I'm the person that I will say it in private, and I'm going to say it publicly, because that's the only way we make it right. See, when I speak about Oprah Winfrey, and let me be clear, I love that sister, because she's our sister. She just got to come back across the street. We got the light on. When I speak about Oprah Winfrey, I speak about that woman because she's spoken about me. And when you begin to speak about me privately, I'm going to speak about you publicly. You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a black woman be thrown under the bus, and you said nothing. But I don't play the behind the back and all of that. I say, listen, let me try to get to you first. Now, if you avoid me, okay. But I tried to be respectful. I tried to call you first. When she had my family on her show, I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great, mighty Oprah Winfrey, and you were too busy to talk. Well, now I'm going to talk about it. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways that somebody would say, if we wasn't Monique and Oprah Winfrey in the entertainment business, and we was Monique and Oprah Winfrey that worked at Costco, I see you in the break room. I see you at your cash register. Because she's overstepped.
Wow.
What have I taken from Oprah? When did I have Oprah's mother and father on my show? When did I have anybody come and speak about Oprah Winfrey on the Monique show? That's never happened. So how could she feel that? When Oprah Winfrey called me up, and she said, I got a call from your brother. And this is after I won the Oscar award, right? And your brother wants to come on the show, and he wants to apologize to you for molesting you. And he wants to tell other people how to look out for a predator.
Right.
I said, Oprah, I said, I don't want anything to do with that cat. I said, and then she said, well, if you want me to scratch the show, I will scratch it. I said, sis, don't scratch it because he could be a different person. And I don't want to get in the way if that cat is a different person. I just don't want no parts of it.
Right.
Okay? When I hung up that phone, Shannon, I was like, I appreciate that sister. Like, she didn't have to call me.
She didn't.
She didn't have to call me and say, I'm going to have your brother.
Right.
I start seeing commercials with my mother and my father and my other brother, who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage, right? We never talked about my mother being there.
She never told you that.
You know how you feel about your grandparents?
Yes, absolutely.
You know the honor and how you speak about them? Imagine you then seeing your granddaddy and your grandmama on a show, and they're talking about somebody that violated you, and that woman didn't tell you that they were going to be there. How would you feel?
I would feel like you felt betrayed.
That is exactly how I felt and how I feel. And it's not, oh, I'm in a... No, I understand it. But you betrayed me, sister. And I'm not the only one.
Because at the time when she called you, she said it was just your brother.
Just my brother. And when my mother was on that show, do you know what I had to deal with, Shannon?
What's that?
I would be in the store, and I would have elderly women coming up to me, and they would say, your mama ain't shit.
Wow.
Now, they wasn't lying, Shannon, okay? They wasn't lying, baby. Sometimes you gotta let the truth be the goddamn truth. Sometimes you got to just go with it, but still, it's my mother.
It's your mom.
And I'm in here, and because when she went, I'm having to defend something, and I got that often with them telling me what my mother wasn't, because you did not tell me. Had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mama, I'd have said, shut that shit down. I don't need nobody seeing my mama be greedy. I don't need the world seeing. Shut it down. Now, there's a white woman named Barbara Walters. They called her first. And she said, Monique, I told your family, I can't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah, you're here. Why would I bring something that I know that you don't want to talk about? You lived it. Why do I need to replay it again?
For Oprah Winfrey, you owe me an apology. See, Shannon, Oprah and I had a private conversation about our mothers. This is the part people don't know.
Right.
I shared with that woman what me and my mother were going through. Now, my mother's no longer here, right?
Right.
And I shared with Oprah Winfrey what we were going through and how I felt. And I was, you trying to balance it out because it's your mother. And I shared that with you. And I shared with her my family and what the dynamic was. And you don't tell me you're going to have my goddamn parents. I was getting ready to say, goddamn, baby, it was right there. But you don't tell me you're going to have my mother and my father on your show. And you think that that's just okay? And the way you try to apologize in front of a group of women, if you think I've done anything wrong,
no.
You're going to stop that.
Right.
I am very proud of what you've accomplished in your life. We respect everybody, but we over-respect no one. And Oprah Winfrey walks around like, I can't be checked. I won't admit to that I'm wrong.
I'm a firm believer, Mo. No one is beyond reproach.
No one at all. So when you keep saying, what is it? I'm going to keep answering you the same exact way. And I will say this right now on your show. I still love y'all. We still love y'all. My husband would always say, Mama, we ain't calling nobody out. We're calling them up. And if we continue to call us up on our doings that are not right, we get better as a people. Like, we get better. When we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, these are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I want to be that. I want to be like that. So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars. But my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine. But their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people. And I want to clear something up. I'm not hurt personally. I'm hurt for our community. I'm hurt that y'all would allow yourselves to sit in something that you know that you've done wrong and not say anything. That helps us not. So Brother Shay Shay have said, y'all come on the sofa. Oprah, this liquor is good. Okay, and I understand you like cranberry and vodka. Okay, Roosevelt Cartwright told me you drink that you like. And you know, he told me some other things with the drink that you like. Come on, Uncle Shay Shay. Let's have a conversation. Well, you took yours all the way down, and I cannot. Okay? Okay, I cannot. I cannot do that.
You already did a good. You did a good
Thank
job.
you, sugar.
And you know, with the situation with what's her name, Taraji P Henson, crying for pay equity, Oprah was involved in that production too, the Color Purple production. Oprah was involved in it, and yet, how can Oprah be involved in a production with handpicked black women, and yet the conditions of shooting this movie were not up to par? How is that possible, Oprah? And yes, people are saying no, Oprah is not responsible for those things, but isn't she a producer? Why didn't she check if these black women that could very well be her sisters, her daughters, and so much more, her cousins, etc.? Why didn't Oprah check on these women and see that they were well taken care of? Why do these black women have to cry out for a trailer, for food, for proper conditions to shoot and work? Why do they have to cry before they get the basic minimum required for a good conditions on set? Why? And yes, some may argue that, the black community is always trying to bash each other, they're trying to take each other down. But maybe if the black community was looking after each other, there wouldn't be this discord. There wouldn't be this, separation and dissing each other. Maybe the black community needs to do better in that sense, you know? And this is us just going a little bit like further, right? Oprah had to fight to be where she is today. Maybe somewhere, somehow, Oprah wants these women to also fight for their rights and not rely on her or any other person to fight on their behalf. Maybe this is just Oprah being like, well, I fought for myself to get to where I am. If you really want whatever it is that you're fighting for, fight for it on your own and also get it. You know? And she may not be wrong about that. But it's just that when you have gatekeepers and the gatekeepers look like you, and those are the people that are trying to keep you down instead of elevating you and facilitating, the bare minimum for you to excel, it becomes harder. It becomes harder. Let us know what you think about this Oprah situation in the comment below. And now, since the interview had come out, Monique has announced that she's going on tour with Cat Williams, and she did actually perform in Connecticut, on the Dark Matter tour with Cat Williams. And apparently, it was a show that was sold out. So Cat Williams and Monique, they're two funny people. We're pretty sure they'll be just fine. Now, since during the interview with Shannon Sharp, Monique did touch a little bit on her eldest son, Shalon. We think his name is. And so Shalon has had a rocky relationship with his mother, Monique. And Shalon was conceived to another man. Monique got married to whom she calls Daddy afterwards. And what's happening here is, we'll make you listen to what Shalon said about his mother. And what we think is happening here is there's a lot of things. We believe Shalon is mad at Monique for having abandoned him and chose her career over being a mother to him. So there's that resentment going on there. There might be some mental illness as well going on there. We're not we're not psychiatrists or psychologists or none of that, or therapists for that matter, but there might be some mental health or mental illness involved in this as well. We can't speak on this topic because it's really sensitive and it's between Monique and her son. What we think needs to happen here, though, is that Monique needs to sit down with his son. And whatever the son is actually saying she did, she should say, I am sorry for all the pain I caused. And maybe that's all Shalon wants to hear. It's not, it seems like Monique is always defending herself and saying, hey, I chose career because I need to feed you, because I need to find money, I need to do this, I need to do that. But maybe what Shalon wants to hear is, I am sorry I neglected you. I am sorry I wasn't there for you when you needed me. I am sorry I chose money over you. But now I have time. We can mend our relationship however way you see it fit. You know? Shalon just needs an apology. He just needs to feel like he is Monique's priority. We think that's all this is. So it doesn't need to be played out on social media like it is being played out now. It's so ugly and it's so hard to watch. We hope they can fix the relationship really, because it may be deep, but it could be fixed, you know? So let us know if we forgot anything um, on this in this interview, and are you enjoying Club Shay Shay's interviews these days or what? Comment below. As always, we love you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.